You made it, you BEA beautiful souls. And of course, I think you all know that Orochi has gotten nerfed since the last patch, and it's pretty crazy stuff, I'll tell you what. I've been playing a lot of Orochi lately since the reflex guard change, since we all have static guard, and it's a fantastic thing. Probably one of the best things that they've ever done in this entire game. But having a great time with him, and I can actually play assassin guard characters without having to refresh my guard every single time. I know some people didn't have issues with it, but I personally wanted to get rid of it as soon as possible because blocking a 4MS light attack, whether you're externaling that or just trying to block it in general without trying to parry it, was a pain in the ass for assassin guard characters. And we all know most players play this game and drunk as hell. But let me know how you Orochi mains have been taking this nerf overall. This nerf was a pretty good change for the entire health of the game. Storm Rush no longer pins, and you can't do that follow-up light to hit stun even further. So this was an issue before, and because it would hit stun reset, and it was fantastic for ganking. There was, oh my god, there's so many ganks you could do with this character, and this character alone made 100 against 100 to 0 ganks like really powerful. But since they removed that, he just has generic ganks now with the double kick or just some GB confirms here and there. There are a few Storm Rush ganks you can do, but it's nice with Storm Rush that you can still do a dodge cancel into a kick mix-up and other mix-ups in general, so that's pretty cool. But overall, Storm Rush has been nerfed and pretty much gutted, and I think it will have to get a buff in the near future because it doesn't really have any good utility besides ganking, and even so, doing a little bit of roll catching here and there. It's pretty much reactable to anybody who's paying attention. I can probably block this like 100% of the time, but if I'm trying to parry it and it's late at night or I've had a little bit too much to drink, you know, I'm probably gonna miss the few parries here and there. But that's not the issue here. The issue is that now it doesn't have any real viability in 1v1s, and you can just kind of external block it. But this is a good change overall, and you guys have to let me know what you guys think of it and how you would rework it or buff it. Personally, I would just like the ability to feint it and have the indicator show so that, you know, people who do actually try to parry, which there are a lot of people that do, then you can essentially make it as a small mix-up without obviously having to worry about getting interrupted from time to time. I think it would be a nice quality of change since the animation is just so top tier now. I think all of you guys know that I stopped playing Orochi for a very long time. I have him up to like rep 50 or something like that, 55, but ever since they gave him that rework with the weird and silly kick animation, he just kind of goes into a jump with you know, he has like strings on it. It's like Hollywood effects. It's a Hollywood effect kick, and I didn't really like that. But since they added the Orochi stance, I'm telling you, man, this Orochi stance is probably one of my favorite guards for Orochi and assassins in general. My gosh, it looks so damn sexy. The top guard looks sick. The right guard and the left guard looks amazing. He looks so badass while he's just, you know, staying idle or walking around. Of course, you're gonna miss the idle animation where he has his katana right in the middle of the chest piece where he's in neutral. That one looked pretty, you know, fantastic too. But you can't have the best of both worlds. And I really enjoy this. People have said it looks just like Warden's, but you know, Warden is more of a limper. No, he's a limp dude, but Orochi is erect. Putting all that important information aside, I've grown to love Orochi again, even though this kick animation is kind of booty cheeks. His 1v1 potential is like pretty mediocre, but it's not bad either, especially against someone who's like not really paying attention and is high off their minds. You know, he still has a ton of good mix-ups here and there with a few zone attacks added in team fights. Now, team fighting capabilities are absolutely top tier and phenomenal still. Nothing has really changed with him. He still has dodge cancel recoveries on literally everything, an undodgeable dodge attack, and of course they buffed his finisher heavies to 700 MS, and they deal 30 damage too, the top one dealing 32 with incredible forward momentum. Now, the finisher heavies, you can dead angle these, you can external these, and a lot of people are going to get hit by it, and most importantly, they're going to take chip damage, and they have to respect it. Essentially, it's a pretty big hitbox, and Orochis can position any way whatsoever so that they can just external you and you can't do anything about it unless you're a full black character, and even so they can bait you out with a heavy feint into guard break. So Orochi is just still phenomenal for a team fighter. And dueling, he's pretty, he's kind of mad in my opinion. He's not like the best one, but he still has a tool at least compared to some people, and of course he has a roll catcher. Imagine not having a roll catcher. Lawbringer, you loser. So even though he did get nerfed in this patch and he can't do the infinite ganks, which I'm sure you guys have been unfortunately on the end of, is just disgusting. A lot of people started doing that just to be a dick, by the way, and since Ubisoft didn't remove it, you know, finally they removed it, and that's a great thing. But, you know, he's not really been affected too much in my opinion. I think he's not going to get as picked much in, like, comp play, but in matchmaking, he's going to be very, very popular still, just like how Gladiator is a really popular character right now. I've been playing Gladiator a shinto ton, a lot of Shaman, and a lot of Orochi. Reflex guard characters are just back. Well, not reflex guard characters, assassin characters are just back. And let's not forget about Kiai, which is amazing for tier 1, great for stalling, and just getting a huge edge. I just love to go for the Kiai and then go into a kick, mix up, and unblockable, and people who can't react to parry flash, which is most players, which is like the 99% of players, they're going to go for a parry or they're going to dodge, and you get a free double top heavy, or you can just get free damage overall. And then kunai can finish people off, and all of these things are on very short cooldowns, probably like 60 to 90 seconds, which is insane for tier 1 and tier 2. Actually, I think kunai is on a 30-second cooldown for a tier 2, and it activates within, like, you can activate it a 400 ms, so it's basically unreactable, and you kind of have to make a read on dodging it, I do believe. I mean, the animation is fairly telegraphed, but, you know, you still have to be paying attention and looking at the kunai feat right under the health bar. So really powerful tier 2, and I personally wouldn't increase the cooldown for that, to be honest, but, you know, we'll work on feats maybe 2026 or something. And of course, bow is a great tool to finish people off. So Orochi, he's not really a gutted character. He's not going to be as amazing in comp, might not get picked that much, but still amazing in matchmaking, which is the majority of people that play the game. I think only about maybe 5 people play competitive for honor, so no, there's more people that play it, but you know, they're going to have a tough time with Orochi now, since he's not going to be the best ganking character in the game. I've still been doing incredibly well with this character, most likely going positive KD and top fragging most of the time, as he still can dodge cancel for days, and I've said time and time again, dodge cancels are what make and break a character. Once Peacekeeper starts getting dodge cancels, she'll feel a little bit better, and of course the hitboxes will need to be adjusted to a Fear's level of hitboxes, but you know, overall, Orochi still feels pretty darn good to play, since his zone clear is amazing for the minion lane and his great hitboxes for team fights. He's just overall a good peeler and a solid character overall. That's why I've been playing him so much, and I'm having a great time with him. I hope you guys are too. Still, with the resurgence of this character having static guard animations, man, there's just so many Orochi rage quitters. Orochis, they are just one of the biggest babies I've ever seen. People say that Lawbringers are the biggest babies ever, but I have never really seen a disrespectful Lawbringer. I've seen tons of disrespectful Orochis who have the biggest egos whatsoever. They're honestly just gay babies who think their katana can slash through long swords and pierce through freaking plate armor. That's the type of people that play this character all the time. And they also think that the katana is the strongest sword ever made because it's been folded 10,000 times. 10,000 freaking times over. Oh my gosh. I'd rather choose a long sword or a machete over katana in real life combat, if I'm being honest with you, because those things are thin as hell. You kind of want something a little more girthier, like a long sword, okay, in real life. I can attest to that, don't worry. There's plenty of women that agree with me. Let me know in the comment section down below, alright? I want your voices to be heard. But I digress. I can't tell you how many times Orochis are rage quitting on my stream, okay? All of them rage quit. They're usually the first one to rage quit, I kid you not. So that's all I have to say about that specifically. I'd like Orochi to still get probably a few buffs, or not even buffs. I just want his heavy deflect back. That was probably one of his coolest things ever. And I would love Riptide to be not 500 ms, but I would love it to be really slow like how it was before, but you could feint it, or it could be a block or a dodge or whatever, those shenanigans. I just want him to have a little bit of finesse and cooler animations back, because I love the animations that we used to have for the character. Obviously, it wasn't, you know, viable to the highest degree, but having those with different properties would be really beneficial, especially since he has dodge cancel recoveries and really fast chain heavy finishers now. What say you though? What do you guys think about Orochi right now? I think overall he's in a decent spot, could use a few buffs here and there and some animations that come back, but you know, this nerf has been a nerf that has been a long time coming, and I'm so glad the developers actually decided to gut that part of his kit. Orochis are still eating pretty good out there, and I haven't had any issues with them whatsoever in team fights, whether it be in high level or just, you know, matchmaking in general. He's still a really fun character to play as well, and I think a lot of good things with this character are very satisfying to play, especially the deflect, which is breakthrough hyper armor, and that's probably one of the best things about the character in general, especially since this deflect is just so satisfying to use as well. But let me know how your experiences are going with this character. I love my boy Orochi right now, been playing him a lot, and hoping to get better fashion on him as well. So if you guys want to have some fun, go ahead and check me out on the stream on Twitch, where I do stream maybe like once or twice or 3 times a week, and we'll have some good times there. I'll tell you what. That will be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and be sure to check out the second channel as well, where I post more of the gameplay and the raw commentary stuff. That'll be it for me today, though. Thank you so much for watching, as always. More good stuff coming really, really soon. Bye-bye.